everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to kind of film a quick video for you because I literally just got back in town from an almost week-long trip in California. I live in Missouri, if you didn't know that. And before I put all of my makeup away, I thought I would film a travel makeup bag video. I've never done that before, so it'd be something new for my channel. And I always find it interesting to see what people take on their trips. And then I wanted to add also, when I go through these products, what I actually used on this trip, because there are some things in my bag that I didn't even touch. So I thought that would be a fun twist to it because I didn't film anything before I went away. But now that I'm back, I thought I would show you before I put everything away. I am purposely not showing you what I look like because, like I said, I just got back yesterday. So today has been a very low-key type of day. My daughter is still napping, which is great because I'm so exhausted. We both are. We've just been kind of like hanging out in comfy clothes today. That's why I don't even have my ring on. I definitely don't have the energy to do my makeup today or anything like that. So I'm just going to show you all of this, and you'll forgive that I am not going to show you my face at all. So this palette right here, I just pulled it out because it was in with a different bag that I put like my brushes in and my beauty blender and that kind of thing. And you can see it got a little bit messy, so that's the only problem with the packaging on this guy because this is very new. I bought this right before I went away, and so I thought it was the perfect thing to take with me to try it out. I know I was taking a risk, but I had heard really good things about it, so I thought that I would just try it while I was away, and that would give me a really good idea of what I think about it. This is as you can see, the Latte palette by Dominique Cosmetics. It was created by a YouTuber, Kristen Dominique. This is what the palette looks like, and I have now used every single shade in here, which is kind of nice. I made sure that while I was away, I tried everything, not only because I wanted to, but also because I wanted to see how they all worked. And so far, I really have been enjoying this. I mean, I don't know if I can completely say that I'm in love with it just because I did only use it for a week. I actually used this every single day that I was there because this was all that I brought as far as like eyeshadows goes. I brought some like cream stuff and whatever, but this was all that I used as far as like actual eyeshadow palette. And so I really did get a lot of good use out of it. I will say this shade here, this beautiful blue teal shade, I only used this on the lower lash line so far, and it didn't stay all that well, but I think I need to try it on my actual lid to see like how it lasts. But this shade I used all over my lid and lower lash line, and it lasted super well. Everything that I used, of course I used a primer, but I always do. And I found that the look really did last all day long because sometimes I was wearing it all day long. So I of course have to continue trying it, and I was in California, which is much drier than Missouri. So, it may not last as well in the humidity. I don't know. I think these shimmers are gorgeous. I used all of them without setting spray, and they don't need it. They're super vibrant, and I used a brush. I didn't even have to use my finger. So I think these are beautiful. I think it's a great palette, so I've been loving it. The BECCA and Jaclyn Hill face palette that came out, it's like what did they call this? Champagne collection? I don't know. I feel like it had a name, but maybe that was it. So I brought this because, sorry, this is going to be super reflective, but yeah, that's not so bad. Because it has 3 different blushes and then 2 different highlights. So I thought this would be a great thing to use. Plus this mirror up here is super big. So I actually did use that quite a bit to do like close-up makeup stuff when I was in like my hotel room. And this was great. I used this every day. I mean, I had to, of course, but I enjoyed using it every day. I love these highlights, especially Champagne Pop, and these were great to use on my face, but also my body. So I was really glad that I brought this. This was a good thing to bring. As far as bronzer, I decided to bring this Tarte one. This is the matte one, the matte Park Avenue Princess bronzer, and I love this one. And the reason why I brought this too is because I feel like I could kind of contour a little bit with this one because it's not like super warm. So I really do like this bronzer a lot, and you can see I've used quite a bit of it now, especially on this trip. You can see a little bit of the center there. So I might hit pan on this one soon. I'm not sure, but I was glad that I brought this. This was a good choice. I brought this as my primer. This is actually a travel size, which is kind of nice. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. And I thought this would be good because, of course, it is drier in California. And so this would be good, because if I was a little bit dry over there because my skin wasn't used to the lack of humidity, this would be a good one because it would help add a little bit of extra moisture, and I think that this was good. I was enjoying this for sure. But I also wanted to bring some type of, you know, liquid illuminator so that I could either put that on my face if I needed a little more of a glow, or just as a highlighter. And this is one of my favorites. This is actually a smaller size of the Moonstone from BECCA, and I mean, you can see how much I've used of it. I'm actually running quite low on this one, so I love this though. This is a great product, and I usually do bring this when I'm traveling just because I like to have that little extra bit of glow on vacation. I of course have my Urban Decay all-nighter. This is like a travel size that I just kind of keep in this bag. I don't ever like take this out, so I'll just kind of leave that there because I just, you know, I use that when I go away. The only powder that I brought was this one, the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. And the reason why I brought this is actually because I could use this underneath my eyes and all over my face. So I kind of thought I could sort of eliminate bringing two separate powders because not all of my powders can be used everywhere. And this was great. This worked really, really well. I felt like, you know, I don't know if it makes me like super matte, which is okay with being in California, of course. But I think that it works well. It's funny, when I first started using this powder, because it's new to me within the year, I got this in an Ulta haul way back. And when I originally was trying this out, I was just sort of so-so about it. But I find that I pull for it a lot. So I actually like it more than I did originally because I just think that it's nice. It's just a pretty basic, simple, you know, transparent powder. And I think it, you know, doesn't make me look dry and it looks really nice on the skin. So I have been liking this quite a bit. I pull for it a lot more than I thought that I would. For foundation, I brought my Chanel Vitalumere Aqua Foundation. I only brought one, and so I chose to bring this one because I feel like this works well for during the day and at night. You know, it doesn't have any type of flashback. It only has SPF 15 in it. I just add SPF separately. But I love this foundation because it looks so natural on the skin, but I can build it up to have a little more coverage if I need it to. And it's just a go-to for me. And I also love that it's very travel friendly because it's plastic. You know, a lot of my foundations are glass, and I checked this in my bag. So, you know, it's nice to not have to worry if this is going to break or not. So I wish more foundations actually came in plastic. You know, maybe some people don't like that because it's Chanel and it's, you know, not like fancy, but this makes it easier for me to travel with it, honestly. So I love this foundation. As far as concealers, let's see, I brought a couple. So of course I brought my Bobbi Brown corrector because I use this almost every single day, as you can see. So of course I used that. I also brought, you know, just for spot concealing, because I actually did have a breakout during the trip. So I brought my Laura Mercier Secret Concealer and use that quite a bit, as you can see. And so really I just use this for some blemishes. And then underneath my eyes, I use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I really do love this concealer. It looks really natural, but it does cover. I still like to use the corrector underneath because I don't think it covers up. It's not like super full coverage, but it does look nice on the skin. So I was happy that I brought this one. For eye primers, I brought my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Enigma. Because the one that's in my project pan, the MAC one, I've mentioned that one doesn't last me all day, so I needed something that would last me all day. And then I also brought the NYX Pigment Primer, which is, you know, just if I wanted to use some of those shimmers. And it's okay, it's not anything that's amazing, but I'll use it. For brows, I was a little bit extra, but I brought my Anastasia Brow Definer and Brow Wiz, because I kind of like to use the definer towards the inner part, and then the Brow Wiz for my tail, because it's a little more precise. But I can kind of use one or the other. I don't have to use both, but whatever. I just brought them both. And then I brought my Essence Make Me Brow. I do really like this brow gel. So this is tinted. This is a brown shade. Let's see. I brought some eyeliners. I brought some liquid ones and some pencil ones. So let's see. Let's see if I can get them all here. Okay, so for liquid ones, I brought a black and a brown just because I thought I might want both. And actually, I use the brown one a lot more because it's still dark, but it looks like a hair more natural than black. And then I brought this NYX one, which if you've heard me talk about it, I don't love this one, but I figured I could just get away with it, you know, on the trip, and it was fine. If I'm careful with this one, it's fine and I like it. It's just not as like foolproof for me as the Kat Von D one. And then I brought all three of these eyeliners. I just figured you know, all basic shades. I brought a black, a nude, and a brown. I think I used all three of these. I think I only used the black one time, but probably the day that I used the black liquid eyeliner. But I use the brown and the nude quite a bit. Especially the brown. I use the brown the most, actually. I love this MAC Costa Riche. This is one of my go-tos. I love that shade. I brought all three of these sort of fun things because I always like to have something that would be like just a little extra something. So I brought these two because they're both in my Throwback Thursday, but I kind of knew I wasn't going to end up using these. You know, I didn't really see a situation where I would need them. The thing is with this one, the palette that I brought is a little more like warm toned with the exception of a couple shades, but for the most part it's warm toned. So this just didn't really go with it. I know I really need to use this more because it's in my throwback, but it just wasn't really going to work on this trip. I wanted to toss it in because I wanted to try and use it, but I'll use it more now that I'm home. It didn't really go with that palette that I brought. But this one is new for this month, and you know, I don't know. I was just sort of like, it was sort of summer vibes for me there, and this didn't really go so much, and I also just didn't want to deal with it, which is partly why it's in that throwback, because it's just sort of a pain of a product. But it is really pretty. I will wear it now that I'm home. It didn't get used while I was gone. And this one is pretty new to me. It was a gift from a friend of mine, and it's beautiful. It's in the shade Celestial. It's one of those Cover FX shimmer veils, so you can use it in a lot of different ways. And I only used it once, but the one time I used it was as like sort of an inner corner highlight. So it actually looked really pretty that way. And I'm still trying this out, but so far it is really pretty. I brought a few different travel size mascaras. Actually, one of them is not travel size, but so I brought these two travel size mascaras. This one is like a little sample of the Chanel Volume de Chanel. It's my favorite mascara ever, so I had to bring this one. And then the Too Faced Better Than Sex travel size, which I haven't tried this one in a very long time, and I love the way that this looks. It's really pretty. It's pretty close to the Chanel one. It definitely gets you a lot of volume, and I think it's really pretty. So I've been enjoying that one, you know, since I opened it for this trip. And then, of course, I brought my MAC Extended Play BECCA Black Lash because I didn't always have to use this for my lower lashes. I don't always like using the Too Faced or the Chanel on my bottom lashes because they're just a little more tricky to use. This one is just perfect for the lower lashes, so I'm glad that I brought it. All right, I think we're on to lip products now. So now we're on to some things that I didn't use, especially because when it comes to the stuff that I don't use, it very often is lip products and eye products, like just sort of extra stuff that I throw in to see, like just in case I want to do something else with my look besides, you know, kind of the basic stuff that I brought. When it comes to the face stuff, you know, and then like, you know, brows and mascaras, I typically don't like pack multiples of those. I bring like kind of just what I need. So I brought two lip pencils, which are like pretty much the same. I don't really know why. Well, they're not pretty much the same. You can see this is the ColourPop Oh Snap, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I love both of these. And one is just a little more cool toned and one is a little more warm. You can see that. I didn't really use these just because I didn't have the time to bother with lip liners, but it's good to just have them just in case, like I said. I also didn't really use this. I think I used it one time and I was like, and I wanted to change it. It's the Bite Beauty, I don't know if it's glacé or glass, I don't know, but it's a smaller size of their lip crayon, and again it's a little more of like a cool tone shade, so I just didn't really like the way that it looked with the look that I picked out, so I just sort of like took it off and put something else on. But I don't know, I just sort of throw things in and I try to keep it minimal, but I'd like to have some options. I brought two of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, and I actually almost wore this one, and then I just decided I didn't want to deal with a bold lip. But this is the shade Coral Crush, and this is the shade Truffle, just sort of my perfect nude in the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. And truthfully, the main reason why I didn't wear either of these is because every time I put on a lipstick, I just felt like I wanted a glossy lip, which is so funny for me because I'm not big into glossy lips. I didn't used to be anyway. I think I'm getting more into it. I think I'm liking the look of it, especially in the summer. And I just I wanted to look glowy and radiant, and a matte lip just didn't do that for me on this trip. And so I just didn't really want to pull for these. I tried to wear this one a couple times and I was like, I just don't really want a matte lip. And then I thought about doing the bold color, but I don't know. I didn't want to deal with a bold color that day. This is the Chantecaille Lip Chic in Gypsy Rose. And it's just like a balmy type of, you know, tinted color, and it looks really pretty. It's very comfortable and moisturizing, so it was a nice thing to have. I actually only used it once, though. I thought I would use it more, but you know, it's a great lip product, though. I do really enjoy that one. But the ones I wore the most was this combo. This is the Tarte Rum Punch lipstick. I got this in a little duo, which was such a great deal, by the way. If it's still on the site, I will definitely link it down below. But it comes with this one and a more like watermelon type of shade called Daiquiri, I think. And they're, you know, they're tiny, but like that's all I need, you know. And if I mean, frankly, I'm probably going to end up repurchasing this one because I've been loving it. Seriously, I've been wearing it a ton. I really like the formula, and the shade is just like a perfect nude for me. And so I wore this a lot and then put this on top. And if you've been hanging out on my channel for the last month or two, you'll see I pretty recently got this. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss. Is it Gloss Bomb? What is it called? Oh yeah, I am right. It's called Gloss Bomb Fenty Glow. This is the only one they have right now. I hope they come out with more though, because oh my God, I've been seriously, like, and I don't say this lightly, but I've been seriously obsessed with this lip gloss. And I think that this is pushing me more towards lip glosses because I just love this. I wore this a lot on top of this one, but I also wore it by itself. It's just gorgeous. It has a very light tint to it. And then it just like makes your lips look super wet and juicy, but it's comfortable, but it sticks around. I just love this. I can't even get over how much I love this. And I wore this more than anything that I have in here. I mean, this was just my go-to, and I really enjoyed it. So I need to just start using some more of my glosses because I think I'm on a kick now. Which is so funny for me because I've been like huge into matte lips for a long time, but I think this is converting me right now, this Fenty gloss. It's just so, so good. All right, everyone, so that is it for my travel makeup bag, what I used, what I didn't. Let me know in the comments below if you overpack when it comes to makeup. That's the thing that I totally overpack. I used to overpack with clothes more, but because now I have to pack for my daughter as well, I'm a little bit more careful because I have less room with all the stuff I have to bring for her. But I still overpack just a tad when it comes to makeup. Was definitely a little bit better on this trip. Sometimes I go a little too crazy, but I think I did pretty well on this one. I still, you know, I'm always going to have things that I don't use, but I just like to have options when I'm away, and I don't often shop around at makeup stores when I go out of town. So I like to have what I really want to use and need. If you like this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel so much. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would so love for you to stick around, and I really hope to see you next time.